station everybody, because we've got the great Herminio Reyes Jr. is in the house. Good to see you, man.
Leave it to me.
Station, everyone, how is going on?
Station.
I'm not muted this time, guys. I'm not muted. You can actually hear me.
Yep.
You can actually hear me. Station, everyone. How's everyone doing? This is a what do you call that? Hangover after Whiplash Wednesday, or the continuation of Whiplash Wednesday into Whiplash Thursday.
Yeah, but the best we're saving the best for last.
Save the best for last. Very happy. This is the Amazing Collected Edition show. This is actually episode 8 already. You know,
8.
Our monthly show, number ocho, and numero ocho. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Excited to be here once again to talk some omnibuses, some collected editions, anything we could do when it comes to collections and stuff like that. Another awesome way to read your comics. If digital is not for you, if singles is not for you, maybe collecting and collection is for you. What is going on, everyone? This is Big Herb and my guy Fargate. What's going on, man? How you been?
We're good. Doing good. Got a haul for us to look at, and I guess you're going to do a review for us tonight, and we're going to have a mystery guest today also.
Yeah, mystery guest, which I didn't know who it was going to be, and then oh, you got a guest. All right, I didn't even prepare for a guest. You know what I mean? But I guess I'll bring him in. I see him backstage, and I guess he has to be the one with the crown. You know what I'm saying? It's the Comickings himself. Is our special guest. What's going on, Brandon Station?
Station, everybody.
Oh, you made it. All right.
How long have you guys been planning this, keeping this secret from me?
3 months.
No, only a couple days, really.
Yeah, Herm. I thought you were clairvoyant. You should have known this.
No. I mean, I should have known you try to be king everywhere. You try to be king of the singles, king of digital, now you're trying to be king of the collected edition and stuff like that. I see what you're trying to do.
As a Steelers fan, we were always the king of the AFC North. Just not this
year.
So. Ancient history. And of course, it's retiring, so definitely not going to happen anytime soon. Unless you guys get Aaron, maybe you can get Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson or who else.
Not going to happen. Oh, yeah, Deshaun Watson. After Ben Roethlisberger, that's exactly what we need. Deshaun Watson, nice. Yeah, no.
Russell Wilson, maybe. He wants to leave.
Steelers don't go after people like that, man.
Well,
maybe
they'll pull a Rams. Maybe they'll pull a Rams and trade away all their draft picks for them.
Yeah, they have too many holes to throw away their draft picks. But Bruce, it's nice to finally meet you on stream. My friend, Station Fargate, Herm, you know I love you to death, brother. So, any surprise, especially seeing your pretty face on Valentine's Day, just warmed my heart. It's a nice Valentine's Day background.
Valentine, that's why you got the background. This was going to be a Valentine's Day episode, but it was like, I don't know if I want to do that on Valentine's Day, the day of the Amon. So we do it today, the 17th. Awesome. Also have Brandon. Reason why we have Brandon on here, I didn't know he was going to come on here, but my man Brandon does have a nice omnibus collection, and I'm hoping he show us some of it a little bit, in a little bit. But I'm guessing since we have you on here, we might as well talk a little bit about the omnibus game and what made you get into the omnibus games. I know you buy a bunch of singles yourself, not just me. You know what I'm saying? And Fargate used to. You know what I mean? So what got you into buying the collection editions and stuff like that?
Well, the person that I started Comixkings with way back in the day, he was always like big into the omnibus, and they were a little expensive, right? Because at the time, like none of us really had like jobs, right? Like I was probably working like 20 hours a week, so I didn't really get into it until what was the first omnibus I got? Until like I have a birthday, right? And
We all should have one of those.
Yeah, I had a birthday, but like that's when I was like, you know what, maybe I can ask for something that I didn't have the money to afford myself, and that was an omnibus. Actually, the first one, let me be right back. I had it out the other day. Let me grab it real quick.
I'll be right back. There you go. Our guest is in and he's out. He's out.
While he's doing that, I think my first omnibus was the Vananma Volume 1. I think that was my first one.
So this was the first omnibus I ever got. This is my first ever X-Men comic book.
Dun, dun, dun. Highlight it.
It was X-Men Revolution by Chris Claremont and Lionel Francis Yu. You had Salvador Larroca on here.
Nice.
This was like 90s X-Men. So like this is the only 90s X-Men I've ever read, other than like Age of Apocalypse, which I haven't finished yet. So this is my first X-Men book, and after like this style of reading, I fell in love with the omnibus game to where when Hanukkah came around that year, I asked for another omnibus that my ring light just fell, and it was, everyone knows that I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So
really, I never noticed.
What was that, Herm?
I said, really, I never noticed.
No one knows. I don't really talk about Star Wars other than like in the back chats.
Well, where's your Calyx with all your omnis? Do you have that, like a shelf?
I have a shelf. It's just actually I have more of a stack. I have a stack. If you turn my camera like a little bit this way, I have like a stack that like goes all the way.
Like a bunch of pops.
Yeah, those are all gifts though. Which I like, but I'm like really disorganized.
Listen, people, don't buy him pops. He hates them.
This is definitely a home show because I'm adding to the chaos. But
let me see that Star Wars book again. He just like flashed it. And it's Jason Aaron run.
I've actually pre-ordered that one because I didn't get it the first time it printed.
Yeah. So this is the first printing of it.
How many issues it goes up to?
This collects 1 through 137, annuals 1 through 3, Vader, and then Vader Down, some Afro tie-ins, and Screaming Citadel. So they get
never did a volume 2, right? They never did a volume 2 of that one.
Yeah, but someone else took over after he left.
Because Kieran Gillen took over, and the run was so not that great.
And then Greg Pak took over, I think, and it got even worse.
Yeah, Greg Pak took over the last volume, and it was like, fine, Greg Pak is okay, but he was really just going to wrap it up.
Now, Charles Soule is back on Star Wars.
Charles Soule's a Star Wars genius.
Yeah, Charles Soule stuff is good, man.
Well, because he did Vader. He did Vader while this was coming out, too, and that was a great run. So that's what got me into Omnibuy, and then I wanted to, the next time, like when a holiday came around, I wanted Daredevil by Frank Miller, Klaus Janson, because that run was very meaningful to me, because that was like the first like full run I read digitally of Daredevil, and it helped me out during a very bad time in my life. So unfortunately my parents were not able to afford it. My grandparents couldn't help me out. We were dealing with some stuff, so I couldn't get it. And when I was at Awesome Con and I talked to Klaus Janson, I ended up finding the omnibus for like $55. So I bought it and I brought it back to him. That was the first omnibus I bought on my own, and ever since I've preferred like that style of reading, of having it. I always dream of having like a huge library of comics, and Omnibuy are a great way to build your library and just to build your knowledge.
Yeah, I'm up to 49 omnis. I'm backlogged. I'm really backlogged. Bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I probably have half.
I feel them myself.
I probably.
What's wrong background?
And that doesn't even include all my oversized hardcovers or epics. I was like, geez.
Yeah.
Backlogged big time.
Well, I'm looking at that I haven't read. I have 1, 2 over there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have like 15 that I've stacked up right now that I haven't gotten to.
Let me ask you, you were talking about the cost, it was kind of expensive, so part of the reason for this channel is we kind of discuss pre-order and where to do it. Because, when I pre-order through DCBS, I can get them at 50% off. And I think we were talking earlier, and you said you pre-order through your LCS. What kind of discount do you get when you do that?
I get 10%. Because I'm in a job where I'm making a little bit more money now. I'm able to throw a little bit of extra money at my shop, which builds a great relationship, because that way I have all my books, right? I'm automatically at like the top of the list when it comes to new releases. And if they, so like, let's say like there's a hot issue, I'll get that issue, like no matter what, even if I asked. So I don't really worry too much about discounts unless it's like I don't feel like, because sometimes I'll go through in-stock trades. Because think about it. My mindset is in-stock trades are going to have it when you have people like Gem Mint, you have people like Omar out there, even BJ Kicks at this point, if you're familiar. All these comic book reviewers that are doing omnibus hauls, that has increased the game to the point where now when they're reprinting omnibus, they're printing them out in such mass quality because of these YouTubers who have pushed that platform, where you don't necessarily need to worry about pre-ordering anything in my book.
Yeah.
So like if I go to in-stock trades and I'm like, you know what, I can wait a month for this. I'm okay with waiting a month. I'm not going to read it. I have like 3 omnibus here that I've had since 2020. So it's like,
well, there was a period of time like during when COVID started for a year that things would sell out like that on in-stock trades. And if you weren't there at Tuesday at 2:00 to pre-order it, you were out of luck. So that's why I started, instead of waiting until the day it got released, I said, I'm going to pre-order now. So I make sure I get it.
Yeah, in-stock's been better. In-stock's been better because they have a higher print run now. Organic price books gets backlogged. What is a backlog? They get backlogged, in my experience, much quicker, but their service is faster. So it depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I've heard organic is a great place to pre-order from. I've just had luck with in-stock. So it's like I use it because I don't mind not seeing it for a month, just because I'm not going to get to it by that time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
JP, I think organics. He actually just lives down the road from me. I live outside of Dallas, and I think he lived in Fort Worth, but I think he decided, he got so big, he decided to open up his own little warehouse in somewhere in Dallas. So he's right down the road from me. I could actually drive and go pick my book up if I ever ordered from him. But
right.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? You guys kept going. I was like, all right, I'm here. I'm just watching. You know what I'm saying? I'll just get out. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But yeah, I think it depends on what book it is. If it's something really popular everybody wants, you're gonna find it. Because they do reorders and stuff like that. But there is selected omnibuses that will sell out, and then you know it depends on who the person. Maybe they'll resolicit it, and you could get it a second time. But a lot of times, some of them do sell out and stuff like that. Cause I have a problem right now with I got a couple of omnibuses right now that I don't have from DCBS, because the problem I had with them, you know what I'm saying? They look like they sold mine, you know what I mean? So now they have mine on hold. Like Age of Apocalypse is one of them. That sold out quick and stuff like that through them. So now like I'm waiting for them to bring that one out again so they can send it to me and stuff like that. So it depends what it is. Not many people have the problem I had. I guess that was a whole screw up that they did on their part. But for the most part, they've been good.
Herb, level us out because you're talking now. I feel like I'm like big for no reason.
It's all good. You're our guest, man.
You're the king. That's why you're highlighted the whole time.
I get it. But but what was I saying? Oh yeah, but if you get it, reason why we do this show too is people to go on there a couple of months, they can get their omnibus they desire the most ahead of time. Sometimes you can get it, and you could get it up to 40% off. Now it used to be 50, but because of all the new companies and all that, it went down a little bit. But it's just a great option to have for the books that you really want. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, 100%. Did you guys check out the solicitations that Marvel dropped today for their Omnis?
Yeah, we're gonna look at that. I'm sharing my screen for the DCBS pre-orders for the month, so I've already put my order in for this month from DCBS, what I'm going to pre-order.
You talking about? I think he's talking about the new one.
Like,
For
they
next
just
month,
dropped
right?
for May.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Let
didn't
me
see
see
that
if I
yet.
can pull it up.
I don't see it. That's okay.
Go ahead
Let's
and
go
work on pulling
DCBS.
that up. But I think Herm is going to do a actual review for
I'll
us.
do that. I'll do that later. I'll do that
Okay.
later. Yeah. All right, you can do that now, Brandon. You can do
No,
that
it's
now if
okay.
you want
It's
to.
okay. I need a.
Oh.
It's all right. Anyway.
All right. So you wanted to do that now, Bruce?
No, we'll do it later.
No, I'm talking about Bruce. You wanted to
Go
share
ahead and
that
do
now?
your review, and then we'll when he finds it, we can when we get into the discount the DCBS pre-order stuff, we can check out what he has.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead with your review, I guess.
I guess I was gonna do that later. We were in the middle of a conversation.
Well, I
You
got
know
a
what I'm
haul.
saying?
I know we have limited time, so I'm just keep on keeping on, man.
All right. So I guess I'll give myself the big thing.
Is that sexual in nature?
I'm reviewing Invincible Compendium number 1, which it's one of my favorite reads ever. Right here. When I started reading this, I knew a lot of people told me it was awesome, and
Yes.
I went a long time. Like I bought it like in the middle of last year, but I went a long time without reading it, and I finally read it during the holidays. And literally I picked it up, and literally I read it in a couple of weeks. And a big book like this, I don't read in a couple of weeks.
It's
It
a
takes me a
fast
month.
read.
It's not just fast. It just hooked me. I didn't read. I read maybe 1 or 2 floppies here and there, but I didn't want to read anything else because I was so hooked to this. So let me get a quick sip.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the oversized hardcovers, and I blew through that real quick before the animated TV show ever come out. And I told you before, I think it's the best superhero or soups story or book, Marvel, DC, all of that. I enjoyed that the most.
Oh, I put Ultimate Spider-Man slightly above just because I think Invincible took a lot of inspiration from that series.
Yeah, it's spoofing a lot of things.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it can't be better.
No, I didn't say it wasn't better. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It's just I like Ultimate Spider-Man a little bit better. Invincible's like it's there with Saga. I like it just as much as I like Saga.
I haven't even finished my review. You guys are already recapping and capping it and stuff like that. Come on, guys.
Go for it.
Can I go on with my review? God damn it. Jesus. So Robert Kirkman's the writer. Corey Welker, it was the original penciler for it, until Ryan Otley took over in issues number 8 all the way through Test of Time for the end of this, I'm guessing. I saw before I get to the story real quick, I saw the difference between Ryan Otley and the guy just Corey Welker. The art when Otley took over, you kind of noticed he tried to imitate the other guy a little bit, then he went on his own and just it started looking better and better.
Yeah.
So Ryan Otley, my man, did his thing here. This made me a bigger fan of his, more than when he was on the
Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man. I appreciate it because I wasn't used to his work. So in the beginning, I wasn't loving it. I liked it, but a little more and more, I started enjoying his work a little more. And
so, Herm, I have a question for you now. Why do you think his art was so different between Spider-Man and Invincible? Because James Jonah Jameson and Nolan kind of look pretty similar, but they were drawn so differently for some weird reason.
I don't know. But I just know, like, I enjoy the heck out of the drawing out of this right here. And the art, like I said, if you know his art's a bit different from other artists, which is okay by me. Like I don't know why I question his art for Hulk, and then I look at his art for Hulk, and it's like it fits for what Donny Cates and him doing right there, what they're doing with the Hulk series. I enjoy the heck out of this the art was great. The exaggeration that he uses, the blood, Jesus, there's so much, just like the show. Like there's a reason why the show was the way it is, because
It's
they
Otley,
took a
bro.
lot from this. It's freaking Otley. Yeah. So like there's a lot of similarities from the show to this. They kind of changed some stuff around and stuff like that. Like the Amber chick in this one, she's a little cooler than the one in the show. The one in the show, she's a complete jerk. You know what I mean?
She's kind of a
She just
simp.
seems
She's a simp in the books.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
but she's a little nicer in the books though. Like, and then when they break up here, I don't even know. They probably didn't break up in the show, but they break up here. They kind of break up like they both like was agreeing to it. Like she didn't like that he was going away a lot once she found out he was invincible. You know what I mean? He was like, there were a lot of differences, and they became friends and stuff like that, and moved on. While the relationship between Eve, you know what I mean, Adam, Eve, I was like rooting for it. Yeah. You think it was gonna happen in this one, and then like it goes south again. You know what I mean? Like that's how it goes. I'm not gonna explain too much in case people want to read this.
I mean,
But
Eve is one of the better characters in that book.
yeah, she is great in here. She shows like everything in the show shows what she does here. In the show they kind of I don't say correct. They kind of do it a little better of what she does with her alone time when she leaves the group, the Teen Titans looking kind of group that she leaves and stuff like that. She especially after the boyfriend cheating on her with the multiple girl and stuff like that. And so I enjoyed that. Let me see what else. I love Alien. Like I loved it. I like him in the show, but I loved him here. You know what I mean? And he shows up a couple of times, and he kind of like helps him just a little bit. And of course Robot, that's right here. I kind of like, you see the same thing that happens on the show happens in here, but I think it happens a little better here. They kind of explain it a little more, but of course the show still is going through a season 2, and it keeps on keeping on. And I don't think the show shows what happened after the dad beat the heck out of him and he leaves, to do whatever.
I think that's the end of the first season.
This one shows you where he went and what happened after.
And I think 2, probably.
I think they're using that for the new season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
So Herm, let me ask you, who is invincible?
This guy right here, Mark Grayson.
And what's so special about his father?
He's a jerk. You know what I mean?
He is.
Omni-Man. Omni-Man. He's
brother.
Like a bad guy. A bad guy Superman without the kryptonite, worrying about the kryptonite. You know what I mean? Like he literally, there's like no way to stop him. Nobody in the planet can stop that man. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you think he's the only one like it. You know what I'm saying? And he's not. He's one of many that are like that. That's what's kind of scary about it. Like, you have all these people trying to take over their own planets. One of these Omni-Man, they all get assigned a planet and stuff like that. They had a whole colony, and in the beginning, Mark Grayson thinks he's a good guy. He tells him like, oh, his race is great, and it really isn't. They're a bunch of a-holes that tried to take over the galaxy, and he kind of like made Omni-Man, because he had a son, because he loves his son, he ends up leaving his post, and then he ends up being in control of the planet to defend it.
Right. What's really interesting about this series is like by the time you're done, and just how fast you've read this book, because you said it took you like no longer than like 2-3 weeks, right? Like 4 weeks tops, right?
2 weeks.
The amount of storytelling that happened in such a short amount of time, like it feels like you just read 100 issues of it, but it's like you just read the first 47, and so much has happened, and it's just so well paced to where nothing's rushed. You get a whole lot of character moments. You get attached to all these different characters that have their own great narrative, and they're all meaningful. Like Kirk Kirkman didn't bring in a character that was just a throwaway. Like every character had a story in here, which is great.
Yeah, they did, and there was actually one issue in here because you think it was just the 47 issues. It's not. You got issue number 0, and then you have an issue with a team up, and then you have an issue with a bunch of one shots, like a one shot.
Oh yeah, the crossover with Spawn and Savage Dragon.
That one is not in this one. I think that one's in the next one.
My bad.
You know what I'm saying? I think that one's in the next one. There's a crossover in here. But that one you just said probably in the next one, or maybe it is in this one. I don't even remember.
Is it?
But
is that the first or the second one?
It's the first one. Yeah. So the one shot I was talking about has like 1 or 2 pages of each members of the. I keep forgetting their name. Their version of the Teen Titans. You know what I mean? Adam Eve's her story. The cheater, the one that cheated on him.
Oh
man, I forgot the names of the characters, but it was a one shot with a bunch of stories with all of them. It was pretty cool and stuff like that. So
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's been a minute since I've read Invincible, because I remember I recommended it to Bryce, and he just breezed through it. I recommended it to people that I work with, and like almost all my coworkers read Invincible. You know, so like my compendiums were like going around my workplace for like a hot minute.
Yeah, and I don't blame you because this is a fantastic book. I like the Mauler twins in here.
Oh, you know the Mauler twins are so funny.
You know what I mean?
The clones.
They were
the clone? Which brother's the clone? I love how they keep on saying, "I'm the clone."
Which one's I'm the clone? In this, the clone actually overtakes the original supposedly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In this. And then he becomes like superior.
I think at that point, both brothers are clones, but they keep on saying, "No, you're the clone. No, you're the clone.
No, you're the clone. No, I'm the original. I'm the original. No, I'm the original." Love the Mauler twins in here. So yeah, that was the difference in this one. They kind of like killed the original one and all that. Spoilers. I apologize. I try not to spoil too much of it. I'm just trying to look through the page and see if I remember stuff. Yeah. So I enjoyed everything. I'm not gonna say what happened with Omni-Man, so people could, if they haven't read it yet, they can read it. And then I'm just gonna go on and read number 2 and number 3.
Don't want to spoil the second season of the animated show yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna happen.
Which I think some things in here might be in the second season. So
they streamlined it.
And I also love the Robert Kirkman. You could tell he's a fan of comics. He's a fan of both Marvel and DC. He has Justice League references in here. He takes shots at of Clark Kent. You know, the whole
book is nothing but spoofs of the different superheroes and things that go on.
He takes a shot at Clark Kent's secret identity thing where he just takes off the glasses kind of thing. And he puts it on.
He makes fun of that stuff.
And he does that. He has Spider-Man references in here. Everybody knows he's a Spider-Man fan.
How about the gore? How's the gore? How is it a very gory, bloody?
It's clean, man. Like the Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat. You know, nah, just kidding. It's like the Sega version of Mortal Kombat.
Bullshit. You seen that? Yes.
Dude, Otley just goes off. He just does his thing in the art in here.
They're tearing limbs off left and right in that book. Heads, arms. I mean, the animated show kind of captured part of that, but the book, a lot more graphic.
Yeah, the animated show did its thing, though. Like, I enjoy both. I enjoy the animated show and this. Of course, this is a little bit more of a fun read because you get more. The animated show, you got to wait a little bit. I enjoyed that the animated show is not just 20 minutes. I love that it's like 40 minutes.
Right.
You know, people complaining that I don't even care. It's like you watch a show for 40 minutes. It's the same thing, just animated style. And I just love that they did that. You know what I mean? But I enjoy the heck out of this book. I guess that's where I'll end it with this one. The summer special. That was the other one that's in here. So it's more than it's like 51 comics in here. You know what I mean?
Right. Are you gonna read the next compendium before season 2?
I'm gonna read 2 and 3. Like, I'm just gonna read them. Like, I was like, I should read this, read that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna finish it.
Because
So
I'm thinking
next,
season 2 might be covered in that book. So if you read that whole book,
I think they're gonna finish the first compendium because the first season was really like the first 24 issues, but like just out of order. Like the baseball catch that
right.
happened like around issues like 12, 14, that was like in episode 2, right? So like they're kind of scrambling a lot. But like what's his
Rearranging.
name? His roommate sexuality wasn't released until later in the first compendium, but that was a forefronting moment.
Streamlining it, rearranging how things happen.
Yeah, so I think they're definitely going to try to complete that first compendium, or if not, get like halfway through. But I could see Invincible being like 4 or 5 seasons. Kirkman has done it before with the same cast. I mean, he did The Walking Dead, which is like multiple seasons. So, and a lot of this is the same cast from The Walking Dead.
Just spoiler, the very last few issues of the whole story, kind of there's
no spoilers, no spoilers.
Not spoilers, but there's some loose ends that I could see them continuing to do on the animated show. And
yeah,
nothing was
I could see that. I know
book.
what you're talking about. Herm, I did share my screen for the Omnibuy coming out in May that got released from Marvel, and there's some pretty exciting stuff.
Yes, we'll get to that, but I didn't even finish my. You guys,
you
man,
said you were done.
I'm gonna leave, man. I'm just gonna leave. You guys took over the show. I might as well just leave. You know what I mean? Done. I didn't even give a rating. Everybody knows we give ratings.
What, how many backlogs?
You know
how many backlogs?
So,
no, how many Invincibles?
How many Invincibles? I give this a 5 backlog. This is a fantastic superhero book. It's one of the best ever. You know what I'm saying? Like it really is. I enjoy the heck out of it. And like I said, I read it in 2 weeks and probably less than 14 days. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. I keep saying 2 weeks. Probably less than 14 days is what I read this first compendium. And then I know once I pick up number 2, I'm gonna go right through that. That's all I'm gonna want to read, and there goes my backlog. Everything's gonna go haywire with my backlog.
Big time backlogged. I mean? Those
big
single
time.
issues are gonna get like 10 feet high.
There you go. So that's my review for that. Might as well. Anybody else got a review or something like that, or?
I was going to do a review on my. I finally finished my epic collection of Conan. Volume 3.
Attaboy.
And it's 1973 to 1974. And, it's Conan. He comes across some damsel in distress. He saves her. They run into some kind of monster. He kills the monster and then rinse and repeat. So, it is what it is. I've got the 4th one next to read. So, I did not get the omnibus for the Marvel Conan years. I decided to get Savage Sword of Conan omnis instead, and I'm doing the epic collections for the Conan the Marvel years. So, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this review. It's just your typical Conan stories over and over again.
But were they good? How many backlogs do you give it?
I mean, it's how many backlogs? And I'm gonna say 3.75.
All right. That's not bad. That's still
that
good.
was a quick review, but there's not much to. I mean, it's like. It's not much of a story. It's the same thing over and over again a lot.
I mean, it's Conan, bro. I've got 2 Omnibuy that I picked up this past week and a half, 2 weeks. I haven't read any of them, so I can't really give a rating. But I got the Milestone Compendium, which is something that I've been trying to get into, especially because just the imprint alone is very important to comic books. It's very inspiring to a lot of younger creators and to a lot of African-American people who explore comic books, and a lot of the fandoms. And I love Dwayne McDuffie. I love Dennis Cowan. I love Hudlin. So I really wanted to check this out for a really long time. I had no way of getting into it. So now that we have this, I can finally do so. So I'm really excited about that. And then I got the Wolverine and the X-Men omnibus, which actually Steph recommended this to me. So he said that this was a pretty fun story, piggybacking off of Grant Morrison's new X-Men. A lot of Quentin Quire stuff in here of what I've read on the back, and I flipped through some of the interiors. I love Quentin, so I kind of love that those like sassy kids, kind of like that's why I love Damien, because I can be a little sassy. So I appreciate that, and I'm excited to read these in a year when I get to it.
What are you reading right now?
What am I reading right now? Good question. I'm reading two omnis. I'm rereading Ultimate Spider-Man with Bryce because I forced Bryce to read it. I said I would drive up to West Virginia and put a pillow over his face while he was sleeping if he didn't. Because if anyone who's read Ultimate Spider-Man can agree. Yeah, Chet and
be nice to Bryce. I like Bryce.
Yeah, we harassed him enough to do it. I've been reading this little sneak peek of what we're going to be covering in archives tonight. We're going to be covering Wolverine, the first 4 issues. I've gotten decently through this. I've read most of it.
How is it? I've got it and it's unread. It's still sealed. I haven't started
it is in sequential order. So you start with Weapon X and you start with Hulk 180, 181, and then you go into his miniseries. And you have Hulk 181, Hulk 180, 181, 182. You go into his miniseries. Then you go to Kitty Pryde Wolverine, which I'm also pretty excited to read. And then you read some of his tie-ins, like that Todd McFarlane cover with the claws. I forget the issue number. Then you read like the first 10 issues of him and Pat, with him as Patch and Madripoor, and then going to Japan, kind of finish up there. So nothing that I haven't read before. It's just I'm finally reading it the correct order. So I'm excited for that. I'm really stoked with that moving forward. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
Four color commentary right here said Ultimate Spider-Man is the only comic title my wife was ever hooked on. It's a great read. I haven't read it in years.
For anyone who is
not, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say for anyone who has not read Ultimate Spider-Man, it is like when you look up at this, like it's a modern interpretation of Spider-Man. It's like you're starting from scratch, just with like a very great approach that is refreshing. It's a great jumping on point, and it's a great homage to the history of him.
All right. So yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man, I enjoyed it at the time that it came out and all that. I don't think I ever read it incomplete because I'm on and off comics for different reasons. And Fargate has it.
Nice.
Fantastic read. I have the singles. I have all the singles. I made it a mission when I came back to comics to try to get all the singles, at least from the volume 1. And then I think I have that one, stuff like that. But I have the one that I gotta glue it because the first one of that one was defected, so the pages come off of it. So I have to do the special gluing on that one if I want to read that one. But I guess we could move on to and share the page. Guess our guy Brandon want to show what's coming out.
Yeah, so
next month.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is for May. So Marvel dropped their solicitations for May today with all their single issues, their variants, a lot of exciting stuff. Of course, I always go right to the bottom with their omnibus. We have Miracleman, which is something that I've never been privy to. I've heard lots of great things about it. I have absolutely no knowledge other than 2 great creatives have tried to take over it or tried to write it, and it has never panned out. And we're getting it. We're getting Miracleman. And there's been rumors that Donny Cates is going to be writing it. This is going to be a pretty light omnibus. So it's going to be $100. It should give you some insight as to what's going on. So I'm excited for it. You also got a nice Kevin Nolan, variant right there, which I like. And then you have another cover here, which is hit or miss. You're getting another Conan his 9th omnibus. So this is like when Gary Conway took over. So we're gonna get a little bit. I think he took over Conan in the 80s. So you're getting a lot of this. You're getting a lot of Larry Hama, Don Perlin. So a lot of people who wrote Conan during that time wrote Conan because they just loved the character with the Robert E. Howard magazines, obviously crossing over into comics. Thank you to Roy Thomas, who I'm excited to talk about that with. Speaking of Ultimate Spider-Man, we're getting volume 2! Most exciting thing out here. Oh, heck yeah, boys. I'm super stoked for that. How you guys feeling about that?
Well, it's good that they're having a volume 2 after having a volume 1 and then not reprinting it for so many years. Finally, they print volume 1, and now that you see it too, that means the first one was successful, and hopefully people buy the second one so you could get a volume 3. You know what I
There
mean?
you go. That one right there is the one that everyone needs to get.
Spectacular Spider-Man was so great. You Bill Mantlo on here, you Jerry Conway, Archie Goodwin, Jim Shooter, because Claremont did work. We don't talk about Tony Isabella in front of me because I don't like him. Sal Buscema did a lot of the RP Sama. Mike Zeck, Frank Miller did some early work on this. JRJR did. This is a great team of creators. This is one of my favorite stories of Spider-Man. But what's great about Spectacular Spider-Man is you don't have to worry about any editorial restrictions other than you just have to run concurrently to the ASM title. Other than that, you can do whatever the hell you want, which lets creators make more enjoyable, fun stories. So in my experience, a lot of the great Spider-Man stories come from, or some of the ones that I've enjoyed the most have come from the Spectacular Spider-Man.
I like the Spectacular Spider-Man stuff too. I grew up as a kid with that series, so it's pretty cool that they have the omnibus coming out for it. Yeah, I have the single issues. I might not pick this one up, but I, maybe I will pick it up. Who knows? We'll see.
I'm still debating because I have the single issues too. We have Captain Marvel by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Lopez. I like Kelly Sue DeConnick's run a lot better, to be very honest with you guys. But I'm probably going to pick this up because I don't have it in print, and just for the sake of the library, I'm going to buy it anyway. But part of me is always like Carol Danvers a lot better when she is Ms. Marvel and a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. I liked her much better as that. But I'm really enjoying what Kelly Thompson is doing in her run. And Kelly Sue DeConnick's run was very monumental for women in comics. So for a lot of people out there, I would definitely push you to that run.
Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah. We're getting a lot of, especially with the animated movie coming out soon, we're getting the Spider-Verse.
It's Spider-Verse and Spider-Geddon, both of them in one Omni.
Yeah. I'm really angered, not angered. I'm triggered by the way that they're doing this because we haven't even gotten a JMS reprint yet, which is the modern Spider-Man run that people try to gravitate to.
Right.
The Dan Slott run is great for resetting the universe of Spider-Man, and I think that it would have been better for them to reprint that before going to this because this is like right in the middle of Slott's run.
Well, this is the first Omni for Dan Slott, though.
Yeah, which is like why. That's my biggest thing, and this isn't even his best work with Spider-Man. So
because he's known for Spider-Verse. When the Spider-Verse came out, and we got the new movie coming out at the end of the year, and all that, and the No Way Home just came out. That was a Spider-Verse style movie. They figured they'd bring this out for that. They always do that. Every time you see an omnibus, like there's a method to their madness. They bring it out for reasons like this.
Right. The reason this one got published now is because of me.
Yeah.
You know why?
They listen to you, Fargate.
Because I would get on Omar's case every Saturday and go, Spider-Geddon? Spider-Geddon? I said they actually should take the Spider-Verse and Spider-Geddon stories and put it in one Omni.
Right.
And they did it because I suggested it. I bugged Omar, he bugged David Gabriel, and they did it. It's all because of me. Thank you.
Attaboy, Fargate. I'm excited for you. I mean, I understand why they're doing it that way. I would have preferred them just actually give people the biggest critique about Spider-Man is that there's no jumping on point. And I think if you do reprint the Dan Slott run, that gives a whole lot more insight on where to pick up. You have a Star Wars Legends Rebellion. So this is basically the whole Bounty Hunters. This is taking place immediately after A New Hope. For anyone who I've read this before, it's enjoyable.
I think I had this in Epic.
Yeah, I have this in Epic Collections too. This is basically how Boba Fett got his rise. A lot of Boba Fett's fan base outside of the novels was in the original comic books where he got a lot more love than he did in the movie screen. So that's why he has a screaming fan base, and I highly believe that is due to the content of that book. So if you guys are interested in reading more about Boba Fett, Marvel has given you that opportunity.
Right.
And you get a sick cover too. I mean, come on. Come on.
Yeah. It's a nice cover.
This is what I'm probably most anticipating is Dan Slott She-Hulk. Or you read it before, right? You have it.
Nope.
You have it,
I
right?
have it though. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the new printing. I'm super excited for it because this is one of my favorite runs. I've read it digitally and I need to own it in print. I missed the original. It's Jen Walters. She's a lawyer. She's also trying to learn more about herself, trying to connect with other people. And I really enjoy the balance in her life between letting your emotions get the best of you and letting it like affect your day. And I think she has a great concept of that.
I have the Marvel Masterworks Volume 1 for the original She-Hulk, but I haven't read any She-Hulk at all, ever. So
I would definitely do it. You're getting Predator. I couldn't care less. Fine.
yeah,
Anyone
that's
care
been
about
delayed.
Predator?
That's been delayed due to legal issues, but I think it's finally going to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Predator is. Oh man, whew, that's the one I want, man. Predator.
What about Alien?
Okay.
What about the Alien omnibus?
Alien Volume 1 and 2 came out. But
Yeah, I
as
haven't been able to
for
get those, but I do want the Predator one. Like I have a couple of figures that I got,
Right.
that was given to me, and then I grew up with Predator too, so I like them both. So I kind of want them both. But like, if I only had like enough money for one, the Predator one might be the one I get. You know what I mean?
I would rock with that. I rock because you have a lot of the other ones, so that's definitely best fitting for your collection. And then the trade paperbacks, King Conan, which is concluding soon. Marvel is basically fast tracking a lot of their trade paperbacks because Shang-Chi's getting a trade, Eternals is getting a trade, and all these are like just now ending.
Yeah.
So She-Hulk is getting a trade immediately. So Marvel's definitely like fast tracking their trades to come out like almost a month after that series ends. Like Ben Reilly's Spider-Man concludes that exact month. So it's like you're gonna have the trade 3 weeks out of that book ending. So Marvel is definitely like, okay, yeah, we need to play catch up right now.
No, but Marvel's always done that. Marvel always brings out their trades real fast. DC,
But they didn't do a very good
forever.
job when the MCU movie started. They kind of missed an opportunity.
Yeah, they did. They missed a huge one. So, and I agree with Fargate 100%. This month, they're really trying to push that. You've Crimson Reign, which is ongoing now, and you're gonna get it in trade. So I hope that doesn't discourage anyone.
What
currently
MCU
picking it up.
movie? You talking about lately?
Well, when
Black
they
Widow.
started, well, in my opinion, when they started the MCU movies, people, they weren't really, the comics that they were coming out weren't, it wasn't like, well, that's not the Iron Man I saw in the movies, or they didn't take the opportunity to reprint a lot of the Omnis back when the MCU started. They could have.
Nobody was buying Omnis like that. When that happened,
but they didn't think they were thinking they were. They could have. What they should have done is when the MCU movie at the very end, they should have said, "Go buy the omnibus." They missed a lot of opportunity to sell comics.
Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah,
prime example.
So now they're doing a better job, I guess.
It was much like you talk about the Black Widow movie. They had the omnibus out before the Black Widow.
Yeah, well, they kept delaying the movie.
They delayed the movie, but the pandemic didn't help. People forget about the pandemic.
And then the paper quality too.
You know what I mean? And paper quality was more of the single issue. The omnibuses weren't that bad, but
or the paper shortages rather.
Paper shortage. There you go.
Have you seen the price of the new Donny Cates King in Black Omni? It's like $150 or something now.
Yeah, because that's stacked. The King in Black had a lot of issues. A lot. Like, there was a lot of unnecessary tie-ins in that one.
Yeah, that's all. Let's fight an old dragon. Oh my God, who cares?
Oh, I cared about that. I like the fighting the dragon thing. That was cool for me.
It was cool.
I like dragons, but
I was like, every tie-in, bro.
No, the tie-ins was like there was too many of them. It was. But
I like the Black Knight stuff though. So.
Yeah, but I enjoy the heck out of King in Black. So,
yeah, me too.
I like a lot of people like to want to take in the tie-in and blaming all on the tie-ins, but the main story and a couple of the side stories and all that were pretty good.
Dope.
The Daredevil book, the Daredevil one was pretty good. So, so as a whole Omni, I have the Absolute Carnage. I'm probably gonna want that King in Black one. Because if you sit down and just read it all at once, it's probably a better read like that.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm like, I agree with her because I have Absolute Carnage. And I'm like, my shelf won't be complete without King in Black.
So what I decided to do is I'm going to pass on that one, King in Black Omni, and I'm going to get the Venomibus by Donny Cates, where they just had the main story of Absolute Carnage, the main story of King in Black, the 5 issues, and then the whatever 35 issues of the Venom run. And I'm going to get that because I don't want to read all the the tie-in issues for King in Black. You know,
God damn it, I'm gonna have to do both.
I thought about doing both.
Double dip, let's go, boys!
Yeah, I have Absolute Carnage Omni that I haven't even opened. I'm going to get rid of that and just read the main story in the
Oh,
new...
wait, I'm trading my Absolute Carnage Omni for Guardians of the Galaxy by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. Oops.
Uh-oh.
I just remembered.
Yeah.
What?
So I'm getting rid of my Absolute Carnage 2 that I haven't opened, and I'm just going to
Shut
one.
Yo, so real quick, you want to share? I'm gonna share this screen right here. We're coming into closing.
Nah.
So you can show real quick. So like what's coming out, what people can order now, because what Brandon showed, you can't order that yet.
No.
You have to wait till the next.
Right. Yeah, they'll be next month.
Shift, yeah.
You probably have to pre-order it next month.
Yeah, because the preview book, the physical preview book will come out next week. Next Whiplash Wednesday.
I
So
put my order in already, and the only thing I'm getting is the Mortal Hulk Volume 5 oversized hardcover and the Justice League Jeff Johns Omnibus Volume 2.
Those hardcovers are nice too, man. The hardcovers, like, they're gorgeous. You know what I mean? Like, they're nice too.
Fargate
Great reads.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got here, real quick, Fargate? Like, show us. Show us.
Hell, I can barely
stuff.
see
We
it.
just did Marvel.
I can barely see it on my computer screen. So.
Yeah. Next month, I'll take controls of this. Let's see. We're going to disappear for a second. See, that's not any better.
That's better. That's a little bit better.
Is it? Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit better.
So like I said, I've put in my order for the month, and I know that I've done like those 2 books, you know, and let me look at what I've ordered on my email. Let's see. What did I order? Amazing Spider-Man #1 with the new creative team. You know, that's a floppy, but you can Amazing Spider-Man #2, you know, flop, you know, single issue, and then Hulk 6, Hulk versus Thor Banner War Alpha #1, Immortal Hulk hardcover volume 5, Justice League the New 52 Omnibus hardcover volume 2, and Thor #24. So that is what I have pre-ordered so far. But do you see anything you're interested in?
Oh no, you didn't show me.
Well, scroll through it. You've got control.
Do I? Can I control it from here? Oh, I can.
I think. Well, let's see.
No, I can't control.
All right. Let me blow it up on my screen. Now I can see it better. Duh. All right. You can see me scrolling through it now, right?
Yeah.
All right. So there's 100 Bullets Omnibus Volume 2. I didn't get Volume 1, but I heard it's pretty good. Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection, Great Power.
That's the first one, right?
That's the first one.
Yep.
Reprint.
Stan Lee and T. Deco, and they're always reprinting that one.
You want to start from the beginning and start cheap? I mean, this one is...
Just real quick, we don't have a whole lot of time left. Just
right.
like the highlight the main books and stuff.
So Black Panther. Because I've gone through. These are just like the specials, you know. They're not everything, but let's see what else. I'm kind of blowing by the trade paperbacks. I'm just looking at what they have in oversized hardcover. And
Doom Patrol.
But let's see what else there was.
Do you ever read any Doom Patrol?
Nope.
I have not.
Yeah, I keep hearing it's pretty good.
It looks like
I
you
just
got
never got into it.
Generation X Epic Collection Volume 1.
Ghost Rider.
And then I pre-ordered this. It's the final volume in the Mortal Hulk run.
Nice.
Funny. I have all the singles, which I read, and now I got all the oversized hardcovers, which I haven't even cracked open. And then I'm sure they're going to come out with the omnibus.
Yo, that Immortal Iron Fist. Immortal Iron Fist.
Chaos.
Definitely on my list.
That's
Chaos said, please read every solicited from every publisher in alphabetical order. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll be here for hours. You guys go to DCPS and look at everything yourself.
We'll have no viewers.
We'll have a 4-hour marathon one time of doing that.
24 hours we'll be here. Brandon be like,
Dude,
see
I'm
ya.
gonna need a cup of coffee. I'm gonna have to throw in my invite. Y'all gonna have to lose my invite for that one. I'm kidding. I would be there in a heartbeat.
Well,
Moon Knight.
Thanks for coming on, man. It was pretty cool to have you on here to do this with us. You know what
Hey,
I'm saying?
thank Fargate, bro. That he hooked it up. He shot me a message, and I was like, "Yo, I'm always down."
We needed to spice it up a little bit. Make a.
I don't know. Fargate's bored of me or something. He doesn't want me to do a show with me, just me anymore. You know.
I am also really excited for War of the Realms to get reprinted. I absolutely love that book.
War of the Realms was really good. I enjoyed War of the Realms. Jason Aaron's Thor run was so good. Like, it's kind of disappointing his Avengers run didn't really do very good.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, that's why I'm excited for his Punisher. I'm in for that. I'm here for that. I don't care what anyone says. That's gonna be a good book.
I hope so.
Jason Aaron's still one of my favorites.
No, he's a great writer still. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have A pluses all the time. Like, I'm sure like every writer has something that's like, people are like, oh, all this stuff is good. I'm like, I'm sure you can find something you don't love in every writer. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I love this book he's showing right here with the
this is gallery edition, but it looks like it's a hardcover.
Hey, perfect. Very fitting for the background today, boys.
Yeah, yeah. That good catch, Brandon. I love that. I'll just get it. Like, my wife would probably love that cover. She'd probably be like, get that. You know what I mean?
I think, Herm, I think you should dress up as Spider-Man, and Maria should put on like that dress, and you guys should reenact that image for like a wedding, like a photo album.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not gonna give her any ideas though. Sorry, Maria. Blame Brandon.
Blame Brandon.
What else we got, Fargate?
I'm just kind of scrolling through here, you know.
Yeah, man, you just stopped talking to us. I feel left out.
You're just like, what's going on in that Fargate brain of yours?
Between you two guys, man, and it's hard to get a word in.
Yeah, look who's talking.
Hey, you know what? You invited me. You didn't tell me any of the parameters. You said show up and surprise Herm.
I think I think you definitely surprised Herm.
Chaos, that is a
very hot take. Over the show.
Chaos, that is a very, very hot take, and I completely disagree with that. I think Emma Stone is
hotter than MJ. No, redhead is just hotter than a blonde. Like, you can see blondes everywhere now. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know. I like Gwen, but Gwen had issues. People think like it was like the perfect girlfriend. She had issues. Like, she still hated Spider-Man for killing her dad. That's what she thought. You know what I mean? And you know, like, she still didn't know Peter Parker was Spider-Man. I didn't know how that would have panned out. So everybody swears like if they never killed her, she would have been with Spider-Man forever. But we all know that wouldn't happen. They would have broke that marriage too.
If we're talking about actors, Emma Stone is uncomparable to any of them. I mean, I'm not counting Zendaya because she really wasn't Mary Jane. But that's just me. I think Emma Stone is gorgeous. But in the comics, I think everyone... What is going on?
Well, Emma Stone was really Mary Jane playing Gwen. You know what I mean? And then Kirsten Dunst was really Gwen playing Mary Jane. That's how I felt. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how I always felt. DC Collections. And we here talking stuff, and we're not even paying attention. I guess
that Midnight Apollo is interesting. That was a fun book.
Yeah, next month I'll have like a whole list of books I'm most interested in. Just today happened like yesterday. You know, I wasn't feeling too good. I took a nap before the show and overslept again. Emma Stone is hotter than Kirsten Dunst. Yes, I agree with that.
Good take.
Dead Gwen's corpse over MJ. Chaos, you funny.
Wow.
Gwen was
Imagine
the harder to approach type of girl.
I'm done.
Yeah, Gwen was the girl next door, and Mary Jane was just a party animal. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
Gwen Pooh.
I mean,
and
even
Spider-Gwen.
I don't know. Even in Ultimate Spider-Man, I just think MJ had a much more attractive personality. She was just someone that, like, if I had to choose who would I want to be around every day, MJ has more to her, like much more to offer. I think MJ is more of an elevating female, right? Than Gwen was.
Original,
you know, Gwen
the original
was
character
a little
from the
more
616,
self-centered.
yeah.
Real quick,
Gwen was like really self-centered
I like
too.
the Gwen. I like the Gwen from the Jason Latour and Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, and Robbie Rodriguez and Rico Renzi's colors.
That run was really good.
That
I
was
enjoyed it.
Phenomenal, bro. That's an Omni
What's
I
going
want,
on?
but I have all the singles.
Fargay's trying to get our attention. What's up?
I'll like
Fargay?
me again. I want to something I didn't finish earlier. My haul.
There you go. All right.
I don't know
Go
if you,
Torso.
I got
Yes,
Daredevil,
sir. I got that too.
That's a good Daredevil run.
That's a good one.
And also, just real quick, to finish out what I hauled, or I got my monthly pre-order shipment, I got Avengers Epic Collection, Volume 17, 1987, Avengers 278 through 285.
Steph, you noticed that too, huh, Steph?
And then the last two volumes of Conan.
At May's hotter than all of us. Yeah, that's two volumes of the Conans. Those are really nice.
Hey.
Let me just give
Sleepy,
you the solo.
let's not forget James Jonah Jameson having his thing with Aunt May. Let's not forget that either.
That's it.
That's it?
Yep. That's what I had.
Show me that omnibus again, that Charles Soule omnibus. You did that kind of fast. That was pretty sexy omnibus right there. Woo! What issues does it carry? Like, I forgot.
Well, this is the run right before Chip Zdarsky took over. It says collecting Daredevil 2015 number 1 through 28, number 595 through 612, Daredevil Annual number 1, Daredevil Punisher 7th Circle 1 through 4, and material from All New, All Different .1 number 1 by Charles Soule. The Man Without Fear returns to Hell's Kitchen. I guess the previous run, Mark Waid's run, he's in San Francisco, right? I haven't read it, but this is The Man Without Fear returns to Hell's Kitchen with a new look, a new job as a prosecutor, and a new protege. And awaiting him are new deadly enemies: Chinatown crime lord Ten Fingers, and the homicidal artist Muse, who paints the portraits in blood. But why does the world no longer know Matt Murdock is Daredevil? Do you guys know why they forgot? Did Doctor Strange do some kind of spell? I don't know.
It was what I remember. It was what was it? The daughter or the family from the Purple Man or something like that.
So the Purple Man's son erased his memory of who Matt Murdock was following his imprisonment of the Bendis run.
Huh.
Because his identity was revealed, so he couldn't do that because it put like his girlfriends at stake. It put Foggy at stake. So they
made the world forget. No,
yeah.
They kind of like the
King. Yeah, I mean, it was really only the Kingpin that knew. I mean, it was released in the Murdoch papers, but the Kingpin had it on file, so it was like he can't remember anything.
Read from page 1 and describe the pictures.
Chaos,
funny.
You're goofy.
Chaos is funny, dude. All right, man. So, well, Brandon, thanks for joining us. This was pretty cool. You got to show some of your omnis and stuff. Talk about collections with you. Well, we did talk about bringing you here. I thought it'll be next month, but my man Fargay can't.
I jumped the gun.
He jumped the gun on me. I was gonna invite you. because I knew you had a lot of omnibuses and stuff. Like we saw, like
Well,
you
when you
had
buy
that
5
book.
or 10 more
You know what I mean?
omnis, like it sounds like you're going to do in May, we'll bring it back and you can show us your new updated collection in a few months. And if any other people in the PCP Army or Bad Batch do a lot of collected editions, I mean, you guys might know better than I do. We can have them on the guest, so we'll have
We have some more people on here that has their collection.
We'll bring Omar back, hopefully for a third time, and I'm working on Gem Mint. And then we can get Robbie.
Good luck with that one.
And we can get Robbie.
I would love to get Robbie up in.
Yeah,
he's not really an Omni collector guy like that, but
he might have a couple laying around.
I know Robbie bought 3 Omnis, and he was like, "How do you hold it?" He's like, "I hold a comic book like this. It hurts my hand." I'm like, "Dude, you lay it on a table, bro."
Well, get the oversized hardcover then.
He's starting to warm up on them, though. So hopefully,
hopefully
eventually he has enough.
But how he's doing weekly hauls on Instagram now. He's copying everybody.
He's part of Whiplash Wednesday now.
He's copying us
part of
now,
our lineup,
right?
baby.
You copied him,
Whiplash
and now he's copying us. And
he's your lead in Harm.
Yes, sir. He's the bridge to the Let's talk about a remaster show now, Whiplash Wednesday. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. Rob. Real quick, Brandon, what you got going on coming up? Before we leave,
I have really dope. I announced something today that's big. We are officially partnering with Top Cow Studios, which is Mark Silvestri's imprint of Image Comics. They're sending us creators for Creators Corner, so that is now a sponsored show. And we're starting off with the other guy who owns part of the company with the Mark Silvestri, and that is Matt Hawkins.
Did you see the interview? Did you see the interview Omar did with Matt Hawkins a couple days ago?
I did not, but
it was pretty good.
I don't usually watch other people interview because if I hear the way that they interview, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's something cool to talk, but I want to do my own thing with it. It's like, I never watch. I'm very selective. It's like, if there's somebody like who I haven't had before, like Chip Zdarsky or like Jason Aaron, I'll watch what they have to say. But usually I try to stick to creators that not a lot of people have. And Matt Hawkins was somebody that they sent personally over. So I just like do my research, read what I have to. I don't really watch how they talk. I just like to bounce off of them and give them their platform. We just had an interview with Cy Spurrier, which was honestly one of the best experiences I've ever had. Just the way that man thinks is phenomenal. Other than that, we have Archives coming out on Friday.
He was pretty cool. I like Cy Spurrier. He's really good. Really good interview. Yeah.
We're dropping Naomi on Friday, so that's gonna be awesome. And then we have Wolverine next week. Other than that, same stuff. Weekly wrap-ups coming back this Monday. We took a break. Crisis on Infinite Rants will be back because we had the interview. But yeah, business is normal.
On Whiplash Wednesday.
On Whiplash Wednesday with my boy Steph.
Catch our boy right here, Brandon, with our guy Steph on Whiplash Wednesday and on my show, on my and Phable show. Let's talk about a remaster Whiplash Wednesday. Also catch us this Sunday too. Let's talk about let's talk about. I'm just all over the place. You guys know.
I don't have any shows. I just have this one. I have this one monthly show. That's all I have. So no, I don't even have a Bad Batch intro.
Yeah. And tomorrow I bring back my haul video. It's been a month since I've done it, so I'm doing 4 weeks worth. And I like cut a lot of stuff, so it is still books because there's a whole month full of books, but it's not like 4 months worth of books like I got last year, where it was like ridiculous. But I'm gonna do that tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'm doing my haul video, so hopefully you guys come and check us out. And of course, till next time, the next show, the Amazing Collected Edition show, will be in March 14th. You know what I'm saying? Second Monday of the month, March 14th. That'll be the lucky show. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I say it like that, but so keep on keeping on. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Thank you, Mr. ComicKings. You know what I'm saying, Brandon, for coming up on here with us. And everybody have a great night. And also, I think Steph is gonna be on Team Nerd Herd.
Team Nerd Herd tonight.
Tonight, Steph.
And then Phable is gonna be 10 o'clock Eastern time. So that's gonna be on Team Nerd Herd. Everyone here should be familiar with them. And then Phable's going to be on PCB Movie Night Monday night after weekly wrap up. And TM is doing a live. I think he already did a live today where he unboxed something from Uncle Rudy. And I think he has another unboxing tomorrow, or he has something else coming out tomorrow. But I'm sure TM will tell us all about it, or you guys already know.
All right, guys. Good night, everyone. Check out
Station.
all our peoples.
Peace.
Station to you all. And, of course, peace out.